आज का इंडिया डिग्री बेस्ड इकोनॉमी से कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड नेशन की तरफ मूव कर रहा है। एआई डिसरप्शन, एनईपी रिफॉर्म, स्टार्टअप कल्चर, डिफेंस प्रिपेयर्डनेस, डीप टेक इनोवेशन और ग्लोबल कंपटीशन सब एक ही सवाल पूछ रहे हैं। आर वी प्रिपेयरिंग स्टूडेंट्स ओनली फॉर जॉब्स और फॉर हाई स्टेक लीडरशिप? Because the future professional is not just technically qualified, but mentally resilient, innovation ready, and capable of making decisions under pressure. और इसी इम्पॉर्टेंट कॉन्वर्सेशन के लिए हमारे साथ इस वक्त दो खास एक्सपर्ट्स हैं जो रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं टेक्नोलॉजी एंड हायर एजुकेशन स्ट्रैटेजी को। डॉक्टर अरविंद कुमार पांडे डायरेक्टर है एशेलॉन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी फरीदाबाद के, और प्रोफेसर भगवती प्रकाश शर्मा, ग्रुप प्रेसिडेंट प्लानिंग एंड कंट्रोल, पैसिफिक ग्रुप ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटीज, उदयपुर। आप दोनों का स्वागत है, वार्म वेलकम टू बोथ ऑफ यू। डॉक्टर पांडे, अगर मैं आपसे शुरू करूँ, इंडस्ट्री तेज रफ्तार से टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ बदल रही है, लेकिन हमारे करिकुलम को बदलने में वक्त लगता है। What is the reality right now between industry and classroom preparedness and readiness? Is there a gap right now?
Definitely, it is correct कि इंडस्ट्री का जो टेक्नोलॉजी रिक्वायरमेंट है, it is changing very fast, and there is a slow process regarding changes in syllabus of university as well as in institutions. It is a reality, but there is also a kind of gap in our thinking process, because most of the curriculum that is designed by universities are fundamentally correct and are designed in correct direction to cope up with gap with respect to requirement of industry. But जो दिक्कत आ रही है वो ये कि we should focus on experiential learning actually. हम अगर experiential learning पे focus नहीं करेंगे तो definitely our syllabus in the term of theory and practical ज़्यादा गैप शो करेंगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंडस्ट्री पर्सपेक्टिव। आई मीन टू से एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग से मेरा मतलब यह है कि आवर लेबोरेटरी शुड बी अ प्लेस ऑफ क्रिएशन। हम जो थ्योरी के साथ साथ जो लेबोरेटरी में हम स्टूडेंट को ट्रेन करते हैं, इट शुड बी प्लेस ऑफ क्रिएशन। एंड इन आवर टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस 3 domains should be focused. First, cognitive, second psychomotor,
right,
and the third is affective. We are missing actually psychomotor and affective type of teaching methodology.
Right.
If we focus on these two, affective and psychomotor, तो definitely क्या होगा कि we will not only follow verification of theorems in the lab, हम लोग क्या करेंगे, लैब को एक क्रिएशन सेंटर बनाएंगे, एंड देन सो दैट स्टूडेंट कैन सम डेवलप प्रोजेक्ट्स, सम दे कैन बी एबल टू सॉल्व सम प्रॉब्लम्स.
So we have to rethink the way we now approach
of teaching learning
right
process now. And while teaching we should have some perspective, purpose, that for what आउटकम स्टेटस वी आर गोइंग टू फ्रेम आउट स्टूडेंट्स, हमारा आउटकम क्या है उस पर फोकस करते हुए, क्योंकि उसके बाद हम असेसमेंट को भी डिफाइन करेंगे.
बिल्कुल, और इसी कॉन्वर्सेशन में मैं प्रोफेसर शर्मा को यहाँ लाना चाहूँगी. आप what should be the priority of a university to become a creator of solutions and not just a center of a degree?
Indeed, our universities have to solve the industry problems. They have to take the initiative. But what do I feel that in most of the state level universities, we have very outdated equipments. Hardly any university would be having 64 MB GB RAM computer. Then one cannot apply AI tools. And therefore, first of all, our universities have to be equipped with the latest tools. Say for example, if we are teaching chemistry and if we do not have GLC or HPLC, then how can we prepare the students for the next gen technology? So that is one challenge. Another is normally for doctoral researches as well as in teaching, some more collaboration between university and industry must be there. For example, in US or in Taiwan or in most of the places, they have government, industry, university roundtables.
Right.
And such roundtables are very frequent, that what are the industry needs and what the universities can perform for that. Similarly, universities can also go for contract research for the industry, etc. And therefore, I think if we have to move towards the Viksit Bharat,
Right.
then we have to develop the latest technology. For example, we fall at 38th rank in the Global Innovations Index. So unless we improve our innovativeness, unless we improve quality of our doctoral researches, and another most important thing is, what do I feel in the field of technology? We have to think of techno-nationalism. Today, whatever we have been manufacturing, assembling or formulating, we need imported components. Even for specialty fertilizers, even for our most of the manufacturing, for most of our assembly lines. So somewhere we have to improve our technology for downstream value chain of original equipments. So in this regard, we need to undertake some very fundamental researches and quality researches,
Right.
then only we can solve the industry problems.
Dr. Pandey, earlier in this conversation with Niti Aayog's Mr. Deepak Bagla, he said that innovations and the founders of innovations are coming from tier 2 and tier 3 India, so obviously the question is, how can the universities, especially the technical institutes, be more around entrepreneurial thinking rather than placement driven?
Yeah, जैसे मैंने भी कहा मैम कि there should be a kind of experiential learning in our procedure. तो अगर आपका स्टूडेंट एक इंजीनियरिंग पर्सपेक्टिव से मीन्स कि ही इज़ एन इंजीनियर और हर एक प्रॉब्लम को उस पर्सपेक्टिव से अगर वो देखता है, तो ईच एंड एवरी place of our life and society and nature will be a kind of problem statement for that student. कहने का मतलब ये कि engineer means what? That play with engine. That means engine means that is the system that can solve our problems. Engineer वो है जो हमारे problem को solve करता है. तो अगर हम किसी भी place पे हैं, we can get a kind of problem that should be solved by engineer. तो हम छोटे प्रॉब्लम्स को, रियल टाइम प्रॉब्लम्स को अगर स्टूडेंट के प्रोजेक्ट में एंड मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी प्रोजेक्ट्स करें और उन प्रोजेक्ट जैसे मान लीजिए कि मैं एक रूरल एरिया में मेरा इंस्टीट्यूट है सपोज, एंड हमारे पास शॉपकीपर्स भी हैं आसपास, कुछ शॉप्स हैं, कुछ मेडिकल स्टोर्स हैं, कुछ काइंड ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर सिस्टम है. फ्रॉम देयर वी कैन गेट सम प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट. उन प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट को स्टूडेंट्स मिलकर अगर सॉल्व करते हैं एंड इफ़ दे कैन गिव सोल्यूशन, तो वहाँ दो टाइप के मोटिवेशंस होंगे. फर्स्ट, स्टूडेंट विल सॉल्व सम प्रॉब्लम. सेकेंड, देयर विल बी अ गुड प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट. एंड थर्ड, वो स्टूडेंट अगर प्रॉब्लम को ठीक से सॉल्व कर लेता है तो दैट स्टूडेंट कैन बी मोटिवेटेड टू स्टार्ट हिज स्टार्टअप.
Right.
And a kind of entrepreneurship will be possible from the student. तो मैंने पहले भी बोला कि our lab and our fundamental part will be a kind of something to create and something kind of experiential learning. And इसमें एक और बात हमें तय करनी पड़ेगी कि beyond curriculum there should be a dynamic layer that should be connected with industry. और हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस.
But you see that change happening at the you see that change happening.
Yeah.
You see that change in a university level.
Yeah, there are change, but हम इसके साथ हम fundamentals को छोड़ रहे हैं at some places.
Okay.
We have to believe on fundamental syllabus and we should also focus on that. Because अगर उसको हम focus नहीं करेंगे तो adaptability in long term will be not possible.
Right.
Short term employability will be possible if we give training
But
to
for the
student.
long run, we really have to
focus on fundamental as well as industry tie-up करें. And it is industry tie-up not for short time or not for short training.
Right.
It should be evolutionary partnership.
Right.
Means to evolve all the system, whole
But
the
there's
system.
Professor Sharma, what Dr. Pandey is saying, there's another reality to this aspect too, that AI potentially is transforming millions of jobs globally, but there will be still some things which will be uniquely human, which can't be replaced. In next 10 years, what are those? What do you foresee?
But if we have to thrive in the next decade, AI is essential. Even for example in agriculture, Illinois University is conducting researches that when a farmer has sown his crop, what was the humidity and what was the temperature, what inputs he has added, now when his crop would ripen and what would be his yield. So right from agriculture to diagnostics, medical therapeutics, everywhere AI is being used. So even in case of our agricultural artisans also, for them also to design, redesign their products, etc., we would be requiring AI, and AI has to be applied everywhere. Actually, I am very much scared. We are fourth largest country in applying for the AI patents, but we are not anywhere even in the top 10 in getting the AI patents. So problem is we have to enhance our pace of working so that even for the primitive rural economy products also we shall need AI inputs to improve the quality and productivity.
AI is the future, but my question remains. Yes. What is that one unique human thing which will not change?
That is very essential. Say for example, still I consider India to be a developed nation. If we see our family relationships, if we see our value system, if we see our tradition to care for the elders,
right.
So that should be there. And in that regard, now AI would be replacing the jobs. Social entrepreneurship would be the
human
basis. And through
it,
social entrepreneurship, we can cater the human values, our ethnic food, our ethnic music, our ethnic traditions, all these we can apply social entrepreneurship. Right. And we are already having 90 crore people in the working age. So it is difficult to get job in the industry, right, or even in agriculture. So we need social entrepreneurship to take the place.
That will remain human.
Yes.
And that human touch will be required. One last question, one quick answer from both of you. This question is for both of you. What is one competency that Indian youth now needs to have, which the textbooks can't teach them? Quickly, we just have... Entrepreneurship.
Yes. Same thing, entrepreneurship as well as perspective to be an engineer.
Wow.
Let me explain.
Right.
As I have said, we are having 90 crore working age population.
Yes.
CII has predicted that if every working age person can be engaged in some entrepreneurship, India can become a $40 trillion economy. Wow. So if we have to aspire to become that, we have to transform every passing out graduate into a vibrant
don't
entrepreneur.
Be job seeker, be a job creator. Well, that's the magic of the moment, and that's the phase India is in. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you
so much.